Alright, Olympus 24mm equivalent, shotgun microphone on top, hair to the side, tiny review and comparison between the Meike 85mm 1.8 on L mount, on the S9 to be exact, and 75mm TTartisan on Z mount for Nikon. I had both for a while. If you watch my latest video, I did sell the Nikon right away, so I don't have too much video footage of it because I didn't like the ZF all too much, but I think the lens was great. Would get it again. I had the Lumix 85mm before and I was not a huge fan of it. I don't know really why. Oddly enough, I quite like this one. I can't really put my finger on what it is, but it's plenty sharp. It's not too heavy. It actually works quite well on the S9 even with a little grip. Still has the same filter thread as all the other Lumix lenses, the S primes at least. Has a manual focus, an autofocus switch, which I quite prefer on any kind of Lumix body. And you can update the firmware via USB-C on the lens, which I think is pretty cool. On paper it's not as good as the Lumix lens in all cases, I think. Like the close focus distance is not as good, it's not as sharp, and it's a bit bigger and I think even heavier. But yeah, I quite enjoy it and I got some good shots with it. And also right now I have only this autofocusing prime lens and no other one, just the 20-60 and this one. So if I want to autofocus, I have to use this one. I think that might be also the reason why I shoot it more, potentially. But yeah, TTartisan, also really cool lens. 75mm, very unique. Only thing that bothered me about it was that it you had to update the firmware via the lens cap, which I thought is not as good as from the lens directly, as you can lose the lens cap. And yeah, also felt weird using the lens cap on the lens. I think there was a bit more resistance to it. Quality wise, it was all metal. This one is full plastic. Probably build quality wise, I like the TTartisan better than this one. The focus ring was quite loose on both of them. It doesn't bother me on this much, but I think that has more to do with Lumix, because the manual focus ring or the focus ring does not work if you're on autofocus at all. While on the ZF, and I think that was because it was a third-party lens, when you touch the focus ring, it actually overrode the autofocus and you would manually focus even though you already acquired autofocus with the lens on the body. So that was a bit funky, even though sometimes it was good as you could adjust quickly your focus if it was necessary. But yeah, probably better that it doesn't do that, I would say, and I think it would not do that with a native Nikon lens. I can't test it anymore as the camera's gone, luckily. But yeah, I think both are plenty sharp, a lot of fun to use. The aperturing on the TTartisan version is cool to have, and it was very clicky, and I had no issues with it being knocked out of place. This one doesn't have any, unfortunately, and has quite a bulbous front element. But that's what it is. I think I would probably prefer the 75mm from the styling hair on this S9 more, but I don't see a reason why I should buy the TTartisan while I have this. Also, huge factor is that having that similar same filter thread and all the other Lumix lenses obviously makes swapping filters much more pleasant and much more easy. So actually for Lumix I would say the Meike might be better if you're into video. Lastly, autofocus is flawless. I think it works the same, as snappy as it does on the Lumix as it does with the native lens. I'm quite impressed with that, especially on the newer bodies. I don't know how it is with the original S5 or S1. You'll probably run into issues, but yeah, S9 I'm pretty sure, S5 too, and the newer models are perfectly fine. Would be nice to see the TTartisan on the Lumix if it works as well, but yeah, like I said, it worked really well on the ZF. I'm not sure if the native class is different, but I think there's also a massive, like, I would say the 75mm on the Z mount was very fast as well. And I heard from other people that there's quite a difference between like the 40mm lens and like an S lens from Nikon, that the S lenses are much faster than the smaller primes. So I think the 75mm was probably somewhere in between. I definitely had no issues shooting with it on the street. Obviously I didn't shoot anything much faster than that. If you require that, I don't know, why would you shoot a 75mm lens in the first place? Yeah, let's see, I shot this video on the Olympus OMD 5 Mark II. Autofocus seemed pretty perfect, I didn't move around much. 12 to 40 pro lens, quite like it, quite like it. Wearing a green shirt and I have a green wall, so obviously I'm not great when it comes to production design. Got a few more pictures on this wall. Makes my background slightly more interesting. Super blurry for Micro Four Thirds, still f2.8, nothing to complain. See how the audio is. Quite like this little Olympus. Really do. See how it looks, and I definitely do a quick review of the Olympus OMD 5 Mark II 24mm. I'm never that close. Probably can take it off the tripod now and go to my editing station, and it probably will look super smooth. Full HD, 50 frames, even though there's no reason to shoot in 50 frames. That's why I never shoot 24mm. Look how distorted I am. Right, flocking action. I'll walk out of my light. Probably falling apart. Still ISO 200. I have no auto ISO on. What do I say? Light the room, not a face. Not too bad. Focus is still stuck on me, by the looks of it. It's almost too sharp. See all my wrinkles. Damn, son. Yeah. I feel like the audio clipped a lot. There might be a problem. I will figure that out. Almost 10 minutes. Did I say everything about the two lenses? I think I did. Olympus, Olympus. That's my little tree.